on, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and today I want to talk to you about my SvS prep, because apparently, I don't know, I realized a part of what I'm doing is kind of like vlogging my experience playing Whiteout Survival. So here we are in SvS prep. We actually, I don't want to jinx it, but I probably am. We actually, unironically, might win prep this time around. It actually would represent our first prep victory if we can pull it off, but it's just the first day. But we've never had a first day look like this. Now, finally, for the first time, some number of people, okay, in addition to those who've always been doing it, have actually started saving in our state for prep. I know, crazy. But after we lost prep and castle last time, I said yet again, I feel like Bernie Sanders, I'm asking you once again to save for SvS prep, okay? And finally, people have done it, okay? And what does that accomplish? Two things. First of all, you get easier matchmaking. Then you actually have stuff to score points in prep. Oh my God, it's freaking not exactly rocket science, but hey, we figured out how to do it. Insane, at least a little bit. So we're up against 22-24. Their president's been super chill to talk to. I think we're going to have the exact same rule set we've had in the past. So what does that mean? That means that before the castle battle, city attacks are going to be allowed. 20 minutes after castle battle, city attacks are going to be allowed. But the red zone, no city attacks are going to be allowed. People are going to be able to port in advance. I think there was some other area as well. They were recommending nobody can be attacked leading up to the castle battle. We do need to lock in on like what it means for the castle battle to be over, because our last opponent, there was definitely confusion as to what that was. And then what else? I don't know. We've agreed on where we're going to teleport to. So I think we take north and east, they take south and west. And we've also agreed that if someone were to win prep and castle, that they won't be jackasses and apply a bunch of negative titles to the opposing state. So pretty basic standard rule set. But again, a very friendly president in 22-24. All right. So it's honestly like for the first time, we've got someone whose state number is actually very close to ours. You just flip one of the digits around. So yeah. It's going great. Not a lot of people, well, that's not true. There are people who are doing Fire Crystal related upgrades. I just don't have any of those left. But I did go and raise my charm score a little bit today. So like my charms are in a better spot. There is another day for charms. So like I'll chill until that time probably. But I did 2 infantry upgrades, which feels pretty, straightforward. So I went in and I took this charm up and I did another one of those over here. So we got in our like charm upgrades here. Obviously, I need a lot of charm designs. So hopefully I can get some of those in an event sometime soon where I can like tunnel vision the charm designs specifically. That's really kind of the bottleneck to my progress there. But the charms, if they're coming along. I'm not cracking status over here. Just a measly 242 million power for my 178 consecutive days played. It's funny to say it out loud. We can go in here and do some spins, maybe. We spinning? Ooh, yeah, we get a few spins. Just while we're here, Just bang this out real quick. So I do have a bunch of... poggers. Let's go. We got the good stuff. On our way to the meteor. I don't even have the meteor. We're on our way to a fun power-up session, I think, for our state. But for me in particular, I'm going to be scrapping the gear that's over here to recover all the XP components, scrapping what's here, and doing upgrades on my infantry specifically. And I have a lot of mithril saved up. So I'll get in upgrades to flint infantry specifically for the mithril and continue to work on this piece. Hopefully I can get it to 100, but it's probably unlikely. I might get to 80, honestly. Realistically, I probably get to 80 and probably not much further than that. If I do get further, great. I can go in and do like this piece over here or this piece over here But that mostly is bestowing on me a benefit in, arena, which, like, yeah, I mean, that's nice and all, but not really why I'm here, right? But I did deploy some XP to those. Maybe I shouldn't have. I made my choices, all right? But the rest of my XP is going to go to infantry health, I swear. Infantry stats seem to matter a whole hell of a lot. Now, granted, I'm not one of the top leads in my state, so I don't have to worry about this as much. If we get a look at the leaderboard, okay, for personal power, Pale One Road Chaos are the top dogs here, and then other players just have like a lot more stats than me, which is kind of wild. So like Paco has never really trained troops, but bro's got some crazy stats. I believe Immortal Tech outstats me. Care Bear outstats me probably. Maybe some others. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Right now, I'm also hoarding up a bunch of speed ups. Why am I doing that? So, it's my understanding that we're about to get some tech maybe in the Crystal Laboratory here. Maybe it's a War Academy or something we get. I don't know exactly how it works. I'll get it when I get it, I guess. New building where I'm going to be doing fire crystal research. But I've basically pumped the brakes on all my combat research. I'm saving up steel. I'm saving up my speed ups. I'm saving up my fire crystals to be able to do that. Now, with that said, I probably will speed this up in SvS prep. Just because, like, yeah, of course I want to get it done. And maybe I'll do some other research, queue it up, maybe, and let it slow roll. There's a lot of stats I still want to get from here, but my understanding is that War Academy is kind of right around the corner. And so rather than blast through my speed ups here, I do want to have speed ups for that. And I have accumulated, 13,000 fire crystals. I almost should consider switching off of fire crystals, maybe, and doing speed ups. I'm actually not sure kind of what that prioritization should be. If you have thoughts, definitely let me know in the comments, all right? Let me know in the comments. So that's kind of where I've been at and what I've been up to. Recently, I was traveling, so the video pace was a little bit slower. I think I mentioned this in my prior video, but I was at Blizzard headquarters, which is pretty incredible. And that'll be something I'm covering on my other channel, why I was kind of there, which will be pretty cool. But for me in this SvS prep, get back on target, Chiscool, I'm not really spinning the wheel. So that day I'm not actually going to get much done. I might, I don't know, like, should I put, just to get some points on the board, I guess, should I put some investment in a Logan? Maybe. Kind of debatable, right? I think it's debatable anyways. Maybe I should go do that. Otherwise, the stage where I'm really going to kind of pop off is going to be here with the pet marks. This is big. I'm going to do a lot with pets. I spent a ton of gems, actually quite literally 1 million gems on this. At this point, more. Accumulating the common wild marks. That's the one. Just a bunch of common wild marks. I'll show you how many I have. I am going to do a couple pieces of gear enhancement, but otherwise, day 4 with the mithril and the essence stones is where I'm also going to do some work, right? That's one where I'm going to put some points on the board. And of course, rallying beasts is going to be where I accumulate some points in stage 3. And that's kind of what I'm up to, man. It's been fun. I'm hyped for kind of how this is going and how it might go next. As an alliance, we're at about 10 billion power at this point. So that's coming along nicely. Glad to see that evolving, and we'll kind of see, You want to see my last vid where I absolutely crushed it in Nia? Check the card in the end screen. That was just really fun. In terms of the amount of damage I can do with mithril, I have 102 items to convert into mithril and 33 mithril open. So what, 135 mithril to work with? I could do a little bit of damage, right? I could do a little bit of damage. All right, until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.